Welcome to the PIXI Game Podcast, your place for in-depth breakdowns of characters, video games themselves, and how they make me, my guests, and all of us feel. And today is the PIXI Partner Up Podcast, and we will be doing Borderlands 3 on today's PIXI Partner Up Podcast. But before that, as always, we catch up with Mr. Luke Roberts on what he's been up to. We have delayed this podcast for one reason. One reason and one reason only, and I think we should start with it as we're both itching to talk about it before I even put the camera on, that is Apex Season 3. So, initial impressions.
Honestly, love it. I think, like, the map's obviously a big thing. Like, they've taken Kings Canyon out of it altogether, which, I didn't like. Mm-hmm. But I think it's because I was so used to it. I knew where to go. I knew where any gunfight's going to be. You know, that sort of thing that you gauge. It will come with this new map, but at the moment I'm oblivious to it. So I'm literally running around like a right noob. Like, I feel so new. I'm like, well, this ain't right. But obviously, you know, I've had a couple of good games. Haven't played the charge rifle. I haven't played cryptos. You know, I'm really using it to my advantage. I'm this season 3. You know, also I've paid for it. I've got the season pass. And I just think give me a bit of time and then I'm going to be doing it. But I've played quite a bit. I mean, I played a good 3 hours last night. So, you know, I've had a good.
Any wins? Yeah.
No, I had 3 seconds. But I don't know if that's people like not knowing the map. They didn't want to go. Mm-hmm. I've always known, you know, get up top, get up high. You know, that sort of fight. I've only played with randos as well at the moment. All my other mates are, you know, a bit busy or other stuff like FIFA's out and stuff like that. So taking a bit of a step back, but it's great. I'm loving. It's really colourful as well.
Yeah, really like just completely like too much. I'd say like so much colour.
There is a lot going on.
There is like almost so much going on. You don't know what to pick. You're like, I love a bit. Oh no, do I go to the frozen bit? Oh, no. You know, like so you're all over the place.
There's a lot of decent like spots by the looks of it. They put up a loot map, I think, the other day or today. They obviously show with high loot and medium tier loot. So that's quite nice. Also, I like the little, they're not the dragons or wyverns anymore, the little balls, which if you shoot that's pretty sick, because you can time it. But I think I'll get to that point where people know the timings, and then it'll just be gold, or whatever. So there's all that. I just love it. Like the train, obviously, I think that's pretty sick. You know, it's something new. Everyone's getting on that, and there's a lot of loot to look at on that, so you know it's actual decent landing spots, like instead of the ship. So they've sort of implemented a load of the old map just in different genres and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Another thing I've noticed is a lot of building fights. You're in the buildings a lot.
Yeah,
a lot more than normal. You know,
it feels to me a bit more grounded.
Yes.
So I don't feel as high up often.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot more of these small engagements inside buildings. So I felt like a lot of the time I'm landing and that it's like all really close knit and the buildings are quite close together and stuff like that. And like there's like, you know, there'll be like a little spot to land, but then there'll be something really close by. So you know 2 squads are going to go there. So it's almost like they've like engineered those kind of scenarios. But this is where obviously you haven't played crypto, and I've pretty much only played crypto.
This is probably where it's helping you,
So my impressions initially were just like, okay, I'll try them out, whatever. And in my first game, I was like, okay, try out the thing. And I worked out sort of how to work it. Because initially I was like flying it around and I was like, okay, it doesn't seem to be running out.
Okay.
So it doesn't run out if you stay where you are. So
if you're controlling it, right?
No. So say we're in a building together. Mm-hmm. I'm flying it around the building, making sure no one's coming in or whatever.
Yeah.
It will stay there for as long as I possibly ever want it to be, unless it's shot down. Only when you do it really far away does it start to. It starts to fizzle out. Oh, so the further you go, the more chance you have of it blowing up. So loads of the times, I was like pulling it out, checking out the whole building, bringing it back. And then having it instantaneously again for whenever I needed it. So you can recall it, have it straight back then.
What's the charge time on it, do you know?
It's about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So it's a little bit longer than Pathfinder's thing. I'd probably say about as long as Wraith's ability. Around that same kind of time. So anyway, the difference that he gives is, and I've noticed it already, is that he's quite a catalyst in any of the gunfights I've had. Yeah. Is that, so I started off, we dropped on this little tiny bit of the map and looted up a little bit, and then the Wraith sort of obviously opened up her big map and went, shall we go here? Right. I said yes, stopped, cryptoed my thing over there, looked all the way through, and just went, yeah, we're good. Went straight there, so there was no one there, and then we were in that place looting up then, in like after I'd already scouted it out and it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then across the way we heard gunshots. So immediately I get in my little thing, look over, and there's these guys in this building. So I'm like spotting them, telling them where they are.
So you can spot while you're in it.
You can spot while you're in it. You can open doors.
Do you have to control? Really?
Yeah. So you can go into a building and look for people and stuff like that if you wanted to.
Do you have to be on the handheld with it?
Yeah. So you can.
So it doesn't automatically stay out if you were to come out.
No.
Right. Okay.
You've got to either blow it up or redo
it.
So so then, for example, this worked really well in this exact scenario. So I spotted these guys. They were running around this building having a little gunfight. Like I think they had like a pop shot, someone quite far away.
Yeah.
And then I saw them, and then immediately my Wraith, and I think it was Gibraltar, jumped out my building, started running towards them, and I then waited for my 2 guys to get there. Once they got there, set off my EMP before they got there, and destroyed the shields of everyone there. Okay. So then they went in and started fighting. I got. Like obviously was then once you EMP it destroys it. So when you EMP it destroys it, and then I ran out my building, went and joined them, and then we just looted up. After that we got done by a crypto who had watched us and then third partied.
No.
So he was watching us having the battle, waited until just at the end when there was one of them left and 2 of us, or 3 of us, and then they all came descending over the hill. Which is like, so he creates like an interesting dynamic, which I think might like protrude into frustrating.
A lot of people think it's going to be OP. Like I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of pro gamers, a lot of Twitch. They all think it's going to be he's going to be OP.
Yes,
because he's a constant CCTV of everything else basically.
Yeah.
And when we played with Crypto, he can then like do a bloodhound scan on them, and they just show up, and you're like, well, this is easy.
Yeah.
So
once you see the enemies, like you have to spot them almost, like have a clear view of them,
ping them,
and then you can ping them, and then the whole squad comes up red like blood.
That's it. Yeah.
But it does that by itself. So like you can ping them yourself, like R1 or whatever. You can also go and ping loot. You can go into buildings and ping loot and ping anything. You can. So I ended up in a scenario where 2 of my guys had died, and I was just by myself. And then I was just sat in this building, kept shooting my little drone out, checking out these guys that were on the roof of the place I was in. And I just kept coming up and having a look at them, and then they'd shoot me down, and then I'd wait 30 seconds, then come out, and I'd go, oh, they've moved over here, and I'd like go over and start looking at them, and they're like, oi, and then like looking up at me, and they'd like shoot the thing down. But he's going to give a very different dynamic, especially late in games. Late in games, he's going to be like absolutely massive.
He's a walking for him.
Yeah, because he literally, you can just see exactly where people are. You can see exactly what they're doing. And people don't ever, like half the time, because he doesn't run out, I was just in the building, they were on top of the building, and I was just up there looking at them. And they weren't doing nothing about it. They were just like looking around, looting up, whatever, and I was just like, I had a constant surveillance on where they were. Then I knew the second that they came in the building, I could come back out and I was ready to go. So as you were mentioning last time with the PIXI, the Apex Championship, with people just camping in buildings anyway.
This might be
that he's going to be a huge difference maker in it.
It'd be good to see, but then like because Watson again, like I said, like I never played Watson, whereas you totally different. You played a lot of Watson, so maybe like those 2, and But again, if it's a different game style, they literally play for the circle.
Yeah,
but if the circle moves, you have to move. So maybe that's a good thing.
On the other hand, I started another game with Crypto, and I ran into a building, and this battle started happening above me, and I jumped off the top of the building. Both of my guys got downed at the top. Both of them got killed, and I ran in this door and found a Crypto in the corner.
Just
and I looked at him and was shot him dead. He was gone. So you are vulnerable when you're doing it. So you have to like if it's in its. I can imagine in a team scenario where like, I was like, right,
there's 2 of you
back me up. I'll check that other building now. Okay, we're all moving over there. Like on the mics, he's going to be unstoppable.
He's going to be amazing. Yeah, it'd be like, right, just drop your ult basically or whatever. Yes. Right, we're close enough. Let's go. And the one thing I do like is his EMP affects everyone, people around himself. Yes. So you do have to be a bit careful with it. But I've been hit by it quite a few times. You just randomly out of nowhere. Oh,
and
great.
All your shields are gone too.
Yeah.
Or half of
them. It's 50%.
Is it 50%?
So, on...
So it just takes you down
level
to like
3, it drops you to 2. Yeah, basically a level 1.
Yeah.
But again, in a gunfight, that's massive. So...
Yeah, it makes a huge
What's that 50 health you lose?
So like I say, I just waited until my guys were close enough, but not there, and then bang, hit it. They all ran in and had an immediate advantage, even though there was 3-on-2, because I was in a building miles away.
Yeah.
Or not miles away, I was just across the way. But I think the map is extremely beautiful. I think I like the art style of it. I like there's just so much going on. There's so much to explore, and I love that. I love the fact that like it's going to take me right up until the end of this season now to really get to grips with every aspect of this map. They've employed loads of really cool zip lines, stuff like that.
Yes, all those
different scenarios, and the buildings are quite tight. The loot seems quite well balanced.
It's quite I thought that it was very well balanced, as in regards of like just like the hop ups though. The new hop-ups. I haven't seen many of those. I've seen 2, one of each.
Used them?
I used a double tap, which I thought was fucking sick.
Did you use it with the light machine?
I used it on the either way, the shotgun.
Oh, did you? Okay, I used it on the scout rifle.
That
and it made it really
amazing.
Powerful.
Yeah, well, you figure that's 30 per, so it's a 60 plus shot.
Yeah.
There's 2 shots and someone's dead. Like 2 trigger shots.
Yeah.
I love that, and that'll be I don't know how rare they are, but I think it's
obviously we have been. It's been confirmed today that me and Amy's got a free gift with her mobile.
Nice.
Which is an Xbox. So I will be getting an Xbox and playing Apex with you online.
Hello.
So it'd be cool to do that.
That'd be nice.
Be interesting. All I'm going to get on it is Apex in Game Pass. So I'm not. And it's digital only one as well. So that can't get discs. So
nice,
literally,
mate.
I'm just going to get Game Pass and thingy, and then obviously Game Pass for us and everything else.
We can do anything
comes with it.
As well.
Yeah, that's it. And then any of that kind of stuff. So I look forward to that. So I look forward to being able to play Apex. Initial impressions though, just sort of round up the conversation.
Yeah.
I love the map. I love Crypto. I think he's amazing. And wait until you play as him because I think that.
I was about to say. I think when I'm not saying he's bad or good. Like I said, I haven't played with him, so I can't give my honest opinion. But he sounds like the sort of guy that would be good for me. Find out where they are right now. We attack. Like it's planning everything. Mm-hmm. His literal little symbol on top of his legend is a UAV.
Yeah.
He is a walking UAV.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be so effective in just battles and he's got a bit of everything, isn't he? But
100%.
I am 100% happy with what I'm seeing.
And the only downfall for me is not a downfall of Apex. It's just the fact that I got to learn everything again. So you got to learn you got to learn what gun's going to be OP, what this and that, and the other.
Charge rifle is insane.
Yeah.
I haven't used it again. Like I say, I've had a chance to pick it up. I'm like, I'll just go what I know for a minute. And I'm getting pinged by this guy from like miles away, and he's like just dead. I'm like, hey, what happened? And honestly, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Apparently it's what people they were saying again, like the guys I was watching, they're like it could be the new longbow, like better than longbow. It's that powerful. So again, the charge rifle is something when I get a chance, I'm definitely going to try it.
I think levels is the only other thing that I want to mention, where I feel like a lot of the map is like up and down. There's a lot of like highs and lows and about high ground. So like there's a lot of like high, like so I started up on this building and you like turn and there's like a slope down to the next bit and that's quite low and like that big like sort of ice thing in the middle, all the way around that is like all kind of like
inwards.
it's all like low, and then like even when I started in the fire bit, like you sort of have to work your way up and out of it. So there's loads of like opportunity for people to be high and low, and the engagements I was having, a lot of people were up high
and you're down
and
low,
then we were down low, or the opposite way around, which obviously creates a cool dynamic but also gives a lot of opportunity for people to just like camp on hills and
wait, and this is it.
But we will obviously continue our discussion about Apex Season 3 as we play more of it, as I've only probably played about 10 games, something like that. But I mean definitely really cool, feels fresh. The train is a great idea, and is a little bit of like they do it from each other anyway, but it copied off Fortnite because Fortnite's got that tube that goes around.
Right, okay.
So it's a way to get all the way around the map and stuff, which is cool, but also gives it again a different dynamic. I've never been on the train yet, so I don't know what it's like to be on it. I don't know what it's like to drop on it or whatever. Have you been on it? Have you?
Yeah, I've been on it.
Really?
Gone round it, but. If you get spotted, mate, you're in a lot of trouble because you're in the middle of a fucking track.
Yeah.
You haven't really got much place to hide in. So, but no, again, it's quite a hot spot. So a lot of people do drop there to begin with. If you get to it when it's not, obviously off the path or whatever, then you're usually all right. Mm-hmm. And then you just start it up away it goes. You're like, just chilling. But yeah, it's bloody good, mate.
So it'll be interesting to see where that goes, and we will sort of keep up with it. The next PIXI partner up.
Yes.
But FIFA 20.
FIFA 20.
What are you saying?
What am I saying? I don't know, really. I love it. It's alright, it's good. Obviously, I'm a team player.
Mm-hmm.
Put a lot of
so
time
how's that going? How is that in comparison to last year? Is it gripping you as much? Or?
It's gripping me because I think that's why I played Ultimate Team. Okay. You're starting off, at the end of 19, I had the team. I was like, look, I'm not going to be buying players now because no one's playing it. And I mean, the game was dead and all this. Now it's that bit where you're like, right, I've got to make this team, build up to, I'll start with this player, and I'm going to get to him, and then I'll get to him, and then I've got this, doing the SBCs, like pack openings, it's starting off, don't want to be behind everyone, do I? So, you know, you get a few of that. You know, I pulled a Fabinho, that's my best player so far. Again, it gave me like 80k to start off with, which was good. You know, I'm trying to do snipes and stuff like this because I watched that, and people are like sniping players for so cheap. Like
for instance, selling them big time.
And then, for instance, there's like a
so it works like a stock market.
It's mad, yeah. Once an SBC comes out with certain teams, you go to those teams, buy those players, and then you make profit. It's mad. And people like have like trade-only accounts like that, and you're like, you're mad, lad. But for the play style, it's very smooth. I find it's really good in regards of like all the other bits. Like the passing's good, the dribbling, the shooting's actually alright this season.
Yeah.
And going on to season, they've taken out the catalogue stuff, which you used to be able to get like coin boosts, which really annoyed me because I used to make like at least 50, because I was quite high level on FIFA. You used to be able to get like, I'd probably get about 50, 60k from just playing games, so every game got K plus whatever. Obviously. And then
get out what you put in.
Yeah, they've now brought out this season thing, so it's like a battle pass sort of thing. It's really weird. You build up, you gain XP, you get this, you get a pack, you get a player, you get.
Okay, right.
So obviously they're rewarding people now that are putting in the time and putting in the effort, which is good because it's nice. Again, a free way to get players, stuff like that. The transfer market's really good. They've changed the whole layout though on how to switch your players in the squad and that. Right. And they haven't done that for about 3-4 years.
Right.
So it's something I'm getting used to.
Feels fresh.
So it feels new. It feels like good to use. They've just had a patch update because obviously it's a brand new game. People are like, keepers were like parrying balls when they should be catching it. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of goals you had, like tap-ins and stuff. Because the keepers were horrendous.
There's a lot of even on career mode. I only play career mode. Yeah. There's a lot of like just punching the ball out when they don't have to and stuff like that. Yeah, like easy saves where you would grab it, they're like punching it away and falling over or whatever. But I found it more so they've got like a new trait with the goalkeepers where it's like they run out of goal, of which of course Lloris is one of those people, and he keeps running out, completely dwarfing a striker, like being there way before the striker, but just kicking out for a throw in, rather than just keeping it steady and like past it.
When you've got time,
when you do have time, like when it's close, obviously kick it out. But there's no kind of individual AI for that bit, so it's just like if I run out, I'm booting it, no matter what. Yeah. So there's no kind of in between. But you are enjoying it then.
I'm enjoying it a lot. It's like I say, it's just one of those rebuilding games. Once I get to a set stage, like I haven't got into weekend league yet, so I'm probably not going to get to that now.
Yes. Okay.
Hopefully next weekend, and that's when I think I'll be like, yeah, I'm loving this again.
That was specifically what was really strong about it.
Yeah, from the end of the night, halfway through, I was like, this is the competitive side, that's what I want.
That's it,
and I was enjoying it. And it's just building back up again. It's just such a hard process.
Right.
And that's why I like it, I think, because it's not just, I could just whack in like 500 quid and be like, yeah, give me all that. But like, that'd be boring.
Yes, yeah, and it doesn't really, it's not the same sense of achievement.
Exactly.
Anyway. Right, that is, other than Breath of the Wild, which we'll discuss in just a second, but the camera's just about to run out, so we'll be right back in 1 second.
No worries.
So obviously, as you've mentioned to me, you haven't had a great deal of opportunity to play Breath of the Wild since the last pod, because we've recorded this pretty soon after the last one, and obviously we've been putting time into Borderlands, Apex also taking a massive sin, and obviously the release of FIFA, of which I haven't been able to play some of my storyline games and stuff like that, because I've been focused on FIFA. Just before we, because obviously we'll it's better for us to dive into it, into Breath of the Wild when you've played more of it.
Of course.
Rather than to sort of dive in a tiny bit now, like dip our toe. It's better to just totally go for it. When you've completed the next Divine, or you're on the next one, or whatever it may be. So, but I have to stress, do not lose it in the fog of all the other games, because it's a game that it's like once you drop off of it, I don't think you'll get back on. And that's the kind of thing with those kind of single story player games, is you don't want to leave it for 3-4 weeks or even a month and then go back to it and be like, oh, what's that again? And then and then be like, where am I with this and what's going on? And then you end up leaving it, which is what I've done.
I think that's why that I wasn't a big storyline player, because I'd be like brand new game would come out, I'd get it. Again, I put in a good solid 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm loving this. Like Red Dead, stuff like that.
Yes.
It's a prime example. Went online, but wasn't the same as competitive, whatever. FIFA, Apex, all that, and everyone else was playing those.
Yep.
So I'd be like, oh, I'll dip into that, and I just haven't even touched it. You know, and it's another game which, pissed, I haven't done.
Yes, you should.
But like you say, getting back to it is one of those which is just like, oh, right, yeah, remember this.
Where am I?
This.
What's going on?
Yeah,
again?
well, this has been brought out. Christ, didn't know that, you know. Yeah. So yeah, definitely, I think that's a big thing for me. That it won't come off. It won't come off altogether. That's for sure. Because it's one with the handheld system. When you said like get one, whatever, I think that's what we're going to make me play. I can take it with me. I can take it to work if I really want to. You know, I can sit in bed, just chill out.
You just I'm saying, just find the time. Because you'll be rewarded in the end. That's for sure. With that, but just to sort of continue on FIFA 20,
of course.
I have been playing career mode a lot. Have you played any career mode at all?
No.
You're not really a career mode player, so it's really interesting that we give the two. I'm more of an offline, you're more of an online player in that respect. But I've noticed that, I've stepped up to world class, which I've never done before on career. So I've been trying to sort of push myself out.
Just push yourself. That's good.
So
Not make it like 5-0 all the time. You know?
That's it. So it's just too
actually like 2-1, 2-0.
Yeah. So it's like, and I'm now adjusting to it quite well. But I really do like this more than 19.
Yeah,
I do. Like of what I played at 19, I did skip a year. So I had 18, skip a year, which I now do now because I'll have 20, skip a year, 20, 21 or whatever, 22. Sorry. But I just think that the overall feel of the game is just a little better for me. And it just feels like people have got pace.
Yes.
And that you can use that pace. And it feels damaging. Like where through ball feels damaging again. Rather than last season, it felt like, oh, right, well, I'll catch up or whatever.
They
so it
patched
really
that
does.
team.
Have they?
They patched a lofted through ball because it was just fucking insane.
Was it?
You literally ping this ball through and be like, well, I'm not getting... If you had a quick striker, like, well, I've gone for pace again now, sweaty as hell. Because, like you said, pace is back in the game. Whereas last year, it was very much like, I get
dribbling.
It was dribbling and all these skills, all the passing. Now the passing, defended is fucking difficult. I'm struggling
on this game.
Yeah,
because
I'm struggling.
They've like almost got rid of standing tackling.
Yeah.
So you have to just like hold people up and hope for a block or intercept the pass or whatever it may be, which is really interesting because obviously beforehand everybody knows. All we got to do is just keep smashing circle, and in one of the tackles is going to go in, and you're going to get it. But in this, you press circle, he's past you. Because you're like flinging your leg out, you're like completely losing the plot.
And I've never had so many red cards in a FIFA. Yeah. Do you know that? Like the slide tackles are horrendous. You put in a challenge, and like I swear it delays it. You're like, oh, red card, I'm off.
I'm using slide tackles now. More so to block crosses. So, like, say someone's coming down the wing, I'll slide to block a cross. I'll use them way more than that than beforehand. I just leg it at them like a nutter, 2-foot them, and then come out with the ball. Like, that's what you used to be able to do on the other FIFA.
It's true.
Which is interesting. It actually is super, super interesting. But, yes, this has been what's in play on this day. We'll catch up with Breath of the Wild with you next time.
Of course.
Our thoughts on Apex and our continuation, or your continuation, more importantly, of how you feel Ultimate Team's developing and how you're doing it. Because obviously at the moment, like you say, you're going for the pace. We haven't really broke down your team much, so perhaps next week we'll go on and break up your team a bit more. But yes, this has been what's in play on this day, and we'll be right back with PIXI Partner Up. Welcome back to the PIXI Game Podcast, and now we enter the PIXI Partner Up segment. This week we have done a brand new game. Usually we've been doing all sorts of different games, but this one is really a hot topic at the moment. So, Borderlands 3.
Yes.
As we always do, let's start with your initial impressions, mate.
Again, I loved it. We played a partner up already on the Borderlands 2. This is next gen. It was a different level. Like, you know, all these people are like, well, it's the same game. It really wasn't. I thought, you know, the boss fights were fun. It had a lot of comedy in it again, which I loved. It was brilliant. You know, I enjoyed it. You know, we streamed it for like a good while as well.
Yeah, 2 hours.
And it was just a good laugh, and it was a good game to get into. I don't know. I said it last time though. I don't know if it's a game that I'm going to buy myself. No. I don't know why, because I enjoyed it. You know, it's a looter shooter. I love that sort of thing. It's an RPG with guns, and I'm like, yes, please, let's have some of that. Yeah. But I don't know. I just can't see myself going, I'm going to get that.
I think it's just because in terms of you specifically, it takes too much time away from what you're already doing. So I had room for the Borderlands because I don't have FIFA Ultimate Team or whatever.
Very true.
It takes up so much time and all that kind of stuff. So like, it is my sort of a storyline offline game at the moment.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I like the fact that obviously quite often, more often than you do, I have people here, so I like just jump on you. I've already played with you. I've played with Shannon. I've played with Adam. I've played with Amy. All split screen. So obviously, like, and the fact that you can join me at any point in the story, like you did. So on my main account, you helped me get past some really annoying bits. And what did we do? We done that level where there was the sex guy or whatever.
Shag-a-gazillionaire,
that's it. Which was quite funny.
That was good.
It was long-winded level actually. It had its own area actually.
Its own area. You had to then like jump and collect these keys or bloody volt batteries. That was it. Because she wanted to poison him, and you were running around like, I'm gonna go get this, and oh my god, it's mental. But again, it's a great story, and that, like you said, was a side mission. That was a long flipping out. Probably took us a good hour and a half, probably hour. Jumping around, like, where the fuck are these? Because one we couldn't find, and it was great.
Definitely entertaining. I think my obviously initial impressions are that only from playing it myself, separately, is that I do prefer it by myself. Than I do as a partner up thing.
When you say
carry on.
Well, as you say like that, like, is it the screen size, or was it like,
No, it's the UI problems. That's my problem, is the fact that every time you open the map or I open the map, the other person can't do anything.
That thing was
if you were in a gunfight and I open the map around the corner, you're like, oh, gone.
Fucking lagging out, like, alright.
So I don't like that.
No, that's very true.
I also... I mean, it's better in a lot of ways in terms of enemies, but the enemies are harder with the two of you. So when there's two of you, they definitely are harder. There's no doubt about it. They definitely increase the I'm not sure whether it's the AI or health, a bit more bullet spongy. But when I'm by myself, like last night, I completed a far bigger boss than the ones that we played by myself and done well with an NPC. But I think if it was two of us, it would have been even harder. But then in a lot of respects, it's good because you draw fire away from me and stuff like that. Yeah. But just by myself, just because of the UI, that's the only thing. It's just because literally, it's smoother by myself.
Yeah,
and it's still buggy by myself.
Really?
It's still like, the game is reasonably broken. It's not broken to the point where it's like, I don't know, like Anthem was when it first came out, or any of these kind of games, or Fallout 76. So these kind of games where it's like so obviously broken you can't play it. It's just like there's just it shouldn't be every time I open the menu. It's like and like it's like wow, next gen now, let's do it. Like that's not like it shouldn't be that Borderlands 2's menu is smoother than Borderlands 3's.
Very true. I agree.
It should always be the next level.
Yeah.
So yes, we played about 4 hours or something together, maybe a bit more. Of Borderlands 3. We really did put some hefty sessions into it, and there's a lot going on, is another thing I'll say. Just
guns everywhere, mate. I couldn't keep up with what
you definitely exhale after playing it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck, that's over.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll move on to our categories, as we always do. So we have split screen.
Lovely. Split screen for me. There's not much to say about it. It's very standard, but like you said, there's a lot going on the screen, so I don't know if having the smaller screen was a good thing. You know what I mean? I know they couldn't make it any bigger, but literally, sometimes I was losing where I was, and it was just hectic, and I couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Again, if on full screen, like on our TVs, it might be totally different. But cool, bloody hell, I could, have a bit more of a surround idea.
This is the thing that's ringing through to me, is that the split screen to me felt like it felt like the developers put it in and was just like, oh, people are going to do this, but not as much as they're going to play online. So there was less care and due attention to it and stuff like that, which annoys me. As opposed to the other games like Mario, we never had a problem. Never a moment where anything was jittery or anything like that, and that's on a console that's far worse. In terms of its capability.
As they say.
So. Or any of those games, or even just the Xbox 360 games and stuff, there was no glitchiness that we played in those games too much, or anything like that. Nothing that was noticeable. But anyway, so that's something that stresses me out, and it just makes me feel like if we done like online PIXI Partner Up or whatever, if we played this and you were on your on one telly and I was on the other, it would be smooth as butter.
Yeah.
And we both would have enjoyed it a lot more.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the split screen myself was okay. I'm not going to say it was great. I think it was just okay. It done what it done. You could see, you could use it stuff, but it was just there was too much of like, even if I was just, there was a moment where you were leveling up or something, it was so much of a hindrance having you there UI-wise. So like, even if it's like I'm driving the car and I'd say to you, get the map up to see where we're going, there's no point because it would just break the game.
Yeah.
You know, in a way, which can only go down as a hindrance to it.
Agreed.
Gameplay.
Love the gameplay. It's really quick, you know. Like I think I've taken to these quick games now. Apex, fucking rapid.
Yeah.
This was.
It takes a lot from Apex.
You think so?
The slide in, the ping in.
Oh Christ, yeah, I suppose. Yeah, if you look at it like that, just little bits.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you know, a lot of people have gone off of Apex because it's like the biggest battle royale now. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I really think it's getting there.
Yeah.
And if games are going to take it, well, people like it. They must play our game now. You know, but I loved it. I think the gun choice was amazing. The thing you were telling me, like per company for like ammo. So
yes, that was cool.
Even if it was like, Christ, got to switch out because I got a load of this.
Yeah, Malawan and all these different companies.
I was running free of shotguns at one point because that's all I had.
Yeah.
But it was great because it made you change your game style. You weren't always like, I stay back with an assault rifle, stay with a sniper. Yeah. Sometimes you had to go in. Sometimes you had to stay back. And it gives those different range of fights. You had melee, you had everything. And I thought it's been really well. It's been well developed in that respect.
Yes.
And it's kept its old, we're mental when we come to gunfights.
Yes.
but the variety it had as well, like the choice of guns was, you know.
And you're forever weighing that option up in your mind. So like you're like, oh, do I run a sniper rifle with these two? But then like you realise that like, you know, you're in a scenario where a sniper rifle is just a hindrance. You're like looking, you're like, oh, it's too like zoomed in. I can't tell what's all going on around me. And then you're like, I want a shotgun. But then like you might get something that's really high damage, but it's only 2 like ammo rounds.
Yeah.
So you'd be like bang, bang, and then you have to like reload. And then you'd look at the reload times. Reloading is a huge part of this game. It's a part of it like stops you from obviously taking damage whilst having to reload. So quite often I'll like cycle through my 3 weapons. Obviously you only had 2 because you weren't high enough level. But did you?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. That's another thing I did like.
So you had to cycle through my thing. So I'd like run out of one clip, run out of another, then like swap out the gun as I went. And then obviously once I'd exhausted my last one, I had to then go and find a safe place, reload all 3, and then sort of go back in and give it my all then again, which was interesting. I think the looting is smooth. Yeah,
like you were saying, literally loot anything. I was like, sorry, you're like this cardboard box, this toilet.
Yeah,
you could loot anything, even if it's just ammo or health or anything small like that. You could loot anything, and then you have like gun crates and stuff like that, and it made you look around every bit of the map as well. I think because you knew you could loot everything.
It created an instinctive kind of exploration. So we had like we were all always looking around for different stuff, then like I'd be up somewhere and you'd be like, "Where's that?" And then I'd be like, oh, and then you come up and find yourself a new gun there, or whatever it might be, which was cool because then that's where we start to link up then, where it's like, I'd start pinging stuff for you, you'd start saying to me like, oh, I've got this over here, there's an ammo crate over here. When I was like, I'm low on ammo, you'd be like, oh, I'm low on ammo,
That's
ammo.
it,
like,
There's
a loot crate here, loot crate here, loot crate here, and then you'd run over and grab it, like right in the middle of a gunfight even.
Ammo was like bloody like melting, literally. Yes. You ran out so quick on that game, and that's why I liked it, you know. A lot of the automatic weapons, bloody hell, you were literally reloading them every 4 seconds, something like that, and it's just like, Christ. But
enemies were good. They were like they would move enough. They were enough of a hindrance to feel like we weren't just chopping through them.
Yeah.
There was a couple of them that were like they were like really hard hitting.
I was about to say the variety of enemies. Yeah. It wasn't all the same. Like some like Halo, they were all a lot of foot troops, and then you might have one big boss. This had a bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know, bloody rocket launch fighters, mini guns, and I was just like.
And then the guy who, like, so you'd be like shooting one guy over here up on top of a building, and then all of a sudden half your health would go, and then you're being whacked by someone who's like right in your face, which is like, you know, another important thing where there's so much diversity in that when you're playing the game with such smooth gunplay as well, really smooth,
very smooth.
Everything feels really good. Every reload feels really good.
Yeah, the menus were shit.
The menus were crap.
But you can.
It is a shame. It is such a shame that if the menus were better, the game would be on a whole nother level.
Oh my lord, yeah.
A whole nother level. Because imagine going in there and just being able to work it out. Because even the menus themselves, you're like, hey, how do I level up? Or what am I doing here? Like, what does this mean? And it's all like very like you find yourself like this half the time. Hey. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? But yes, that's the gameplay. How was the co-op utilised?
Co-op utilised, I think.
We had reviving.
Yes.
Sorry if I keep checking the camera. I just need to check where we're at. But carry on, Luke.
That's all right. No, so with the reviving, I thought it's always good. It's always nice to have that, and especially a shooter. You know, it's something we could get together, and it's always it's just that little aspect that I'll help you out, you help me out, or I've got him low because obviously they have that second wind. Yeah. I think that maybe like what character you chose or hero, whatever. I believe like their abilities might come into play. Like I would send up me birds. They were lads.
There was plenty of times.
I love that. You know, having different abilities though. But you were in a mech suit, and I could jump your mech suit. That was obviously go towards co-op play. All this. They had lots of little bits, which I feel, aimed at us basically for what we're looking for.
Yeah. So there was plenty of like. Individual little spices or touches, say,
like cars,
that were like aimed towards it being cool. Like when, for example, like you used there, when you jumped on my mech for the first time, and you were like, "Oh, I can jump on your mech." I was like, "Can you?"
It just
I was like,
"That's
cool." And then you were on top of it, and it was almost like, you know, if we were going through like a hectic scenario, I'd be like, "Jump on my mech, let's go through." But my only problem is that I feel like they are like polishes and touches as opposed to being useful.
Yeah.
So like you know, it's like, oh, that's cool, but when would I use it?
Yeah,
like, you know, although like, you know, I just mentioned you might be able to run through like a bunch of enemies or something, but realistically, you don't need me in that scenario. You wouldn't like jump on my back to get from A to B. Or
no, you would. Yeah, it wasn't like you have to like get across this, and you're the only person who can get across, or you need to use your pet to do that.
So how cool would it be if, like, for example, there was a door that only mechs could open with their arms or something, or like, you know, any little features like that with like a way more where you'd be like, oh,
there's
that's
like
it. Where like, only your puppy could go through a door or something like that. Yeah. Exactly. So any of those kind of things is what we're really looking for. Is like a spark of like, look, there's a bloody dog thing here. Come over, something like that. Which, so I think the co-op was utilised in a way where it was like, you know, you're both there, you're both doing it. There's both like you can share loot, you can trade. There's nothing you can do is trade with each other, which we never used because there's so much loot that you don't really to do anything.
Yeah.
And like if there was something that was like based to you, I might say, like, oh, here it is or whatever, drop it for you. But there was nothing in specific. There was no like there was so much loot and so much going on that I felt as if we were like, oh, you know.
It was shared about. It wasn't like one person had it. You need some of this, I could drop it.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing with ammo, you couldn't really spare it because you needed it yourself.
Yeah.
You know, there was so much shooting to do. You were literally like, sorry, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
So I think, the trade option was great. But like you're saying now, going off looking at it, maybe it wasn't was it the needing bit? Yeah, maybe I wasn't, or you weren't needed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so did I need him? Yeah. Which obviously then goes. We will carry a segue into that, which is did I need him? How was the co-op utilised? Obviously, in the fact that I needed you would be
to complete stuff was a 0.
Was maybe like I needed you once or twice as a revive.
Yeah.
But the like thing that you would like the little like health thing after you'd been knocked down was so quick.
It was very quick.
You could never make it to revive me anyway.
Yeah,
it felt like the way that the health went down only sort of pointed towards the second win.
Yeah.
So it gave you enough time to do a second win, but never enough time to actually revive someone. So it wasn't. It felt like, you know, it was more so a thing like a timer for yourself as opposed to a timer for me to come help.
See what you're saying?
Because even when I was right next to you, like, oh, I got you, and then like
I was up, or whatever.
Yeah, or you. Yeah, that's it. So there's a couple of times where like I ran all the way across the thing, and then you were up by the time I got there, and I was like, what's going on? Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Phone call. Right. So, did I need him? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think... Like, it wasn't like I needed you. I appreciated you being there.
Yep.
But once again, as you... Like, even like a perfect point is that you jumped in on my story for a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
You were helpful. You were there. You know, you helped me get through a boss, which would have been annoying by myself and stuff like that. So perhaps I need you in that scenario. But then once you went, I still carried on last night.
You could easily.
So did I need him? You know, like did I miss you last night? No.
I think this is the thing, though. I'm going back with the shooters, especially back to again the start Army of Two, where we did need each other, and I think this is the thing. Like all the gunning games are made for online play. They're all like, go play with your mate. He's over there.
Yeah.
So you know, again, maybe this is going to be all shooters we play. Maybe this won't be. But I think it then comes the aspect of if there is any slight co-op utilisation. You know, some of the games we have played have had some. You know, like Pro Force, I know it was only a 2D, but again, you definitely needed each other because there was so much. Whereas this, you said you could play again on your own.
For example, I think even in Borderlands 2, there was times where we revived each other.
A lot more than we did this one, for sure.
Than this one, for example, which I think is a shame once again. But I think we have broken down our individual things. Is there anything else you want to tack on at the end? Really,
nothing really. Just trying out the other characters would have been good.
Yeah,
but
perhaps,
again, I enjoyed what I played. But again,
that's the thing that I have to stress is that there is nothing wrong with this game.
God no.
But it's just not hitting our specific criteria.
What we're looking for, yeah.
So like in the PIXI Partner Round, where we're looking for the best co-op games, the things that create that unity between the two of us. I think there was one time where I was like, "Yes, Luke."
There was one thing,
you took out
definitely.
an enemy, but as opposed to Mario the week before,
everything.
Where every other minute I was like, jumping on your bloody shoulders, having a celebration. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example. So overall rating.
Overall rating. As we go on co-op wise, not in the game itself, because the game itself, you give
once
it
again,
a 10
Mario
out of 10,
Kart 8, one of the best games we've ever played. We both rated it really poorly.
It was poorly on co-op because you wouldn't need it.
Yeah.
So honestly, again, I think I have to rate it low.
Yeah.
But I'd probably give it a 3.5 because I enjoyed it. This is the thing. I always go, I enjoyed the game, but no, this game was really good. And regarding the second wind stuff and the revives and all that, it still had that co-op idea of we're giving more enemies, maybe that sort of thing, and it was just sick. I really enjoyed it. Not gonna lie.
And this is where there has to be a clear difference in my mind between if I need an NPC or if I need you. And
Which is it? Yeah, you play
like
both.
A real human connection.
Yeah.
Where there's something between us where we know that in that scenario it's like, yes, thank God you were there for that, because if I was playing this by myself, I'd have given up.
Yeah.
On that Mario level, I never would have made it through. I never would have bothered with it because it just would have stressed me out too bad. And the fact that you brought me through that, for example, is like it's not something that should be sort of highlighted. So I'm going to go for a 4. I think if you are interested in Borderlands, do not let this hamper any expectations because the game is great.
God, get it, yeah.
I've played online with people. I've played split screen with people, but I just feel like it's better by myself. And that's something that I have to express as well, is that perhaps go on the journey by yourself or go on a journey with a friend online as opposed to on split screen, because it's just too hanky janky. There's too much, and I think the biggest knock to it, it would have easily been an 8 for me or a 7 if that UI worked. If we could carry on and actually do the game without being constantly hindered by the fact that every time we entered a menu it broke. So yeah, there we are. It's a 4 from me and a 3.5 from Luke. So that is Borderlands 3 on the PIXI Partner Up. Our next PIXI Partner Up, we're now going to make a decision on the show. Is it going to be Gears 5 or Abe's Odyssey?
I am happy with either.
We'll go Abe's Odyssey. We're going to go Abe's Odyssey this week, and then Gears of War 5 after that.
Yes.
But Abe's Odyssey is our next PIXI Partner Up. We will be streaming it also. So keen.
Oh God,
yeah. Buzzing. Welcome back to Pits Game Podcast, and now we enter the weird and wonderful world of Rise Randoms. Now, Luke, obviously I got you to chuck ice over yourself last time, mate. Completely random. You did not expect it in any way, shape or form. I've got some very different stuff today. I've got so I asked you the other day a little sneak question, and we're not sure whether you picked up on it, and that was, do you like Harry Potter? Okay?
Yeah. Oh, no.
So this is this a gaming character?
Yeah.
Or a Harry Potter character?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to read through this now. Number 1, Professor Layton or Professor Sprout?
So I've got to tell which one's which?
Which one's gaming, which one's Harry Potter?
I think Professor Sprout is Harry Potter due to the fact she does the first herbology class. With the screaming fucking little pop.
Is that your final answer, sir?
This is Professor Sprout and Professor Layton.
Professor Layton and
I've heard
Professor
that as well.
Sprout.
I don't know what. I'm gonna stick with that. I think Sprout's Harry Potter. I've heard the name. You're gonna tell me, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay. I'm not going to remember all of these characters and where they came from because I just was pulling them from all sorts of places. But Professor Layton is a brain training.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Or something
on the DS.
It was on the DS, and Professor Sprout is Harry Potter. So you're right on the first one.
Herbology.
Second one, you got Noctis Callum, or Augmenti.
Noctis Callum or Augmenti.
Yes.
Oh God, it's gonna shoot me.
Noctis Callum or Augmenti. I've chose hard ones as well.
Yeah, that's good though. Yeah, Professor McGonagall.
Or Mario.
Augmenti. Or Noctis... Who is it? Noctis?
Callum.
Noctis Callum, I think, is the Harry Potter one.
Okay.
And Augmenti, I can't even tell you where that's from.
Yeah, okay.
If I'm wrong. So.
Noctis Callum is a gaming character.
Shit.
So you're 1-1 at the moment.
Oh no, is it really?
Yeah, and Augmenti is a Harry Potter character, of which I can't remember which person it is, and I've not got very much room at the very bottom of my thing to write down what part of it was. So now we have number 3.
Yes.
Rolanda or Showdown?
Rolanda or Showdown?
Yeah.
Flipping heck, mate. I thought they'd appear like once for 4 seconds.
There is a couple of book ones.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I just chose ones that might sound like gaming characters, might choose gaming characters that sound like Harry Potter characters.
I'm going to go with Rolanda being the Harry Potter character.
As a Harry Potter, okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, you are right.
Oh,
so you're 2-1 up. Number 4, Andrew Ryan or Michael Corner.
See, this is sick. Like, what? Just normal names now. Andrew Ryan or Michael Corner. Never heard of them. Michael Ryan. Let's go.
Michael Corner or Andrew Ryan.
Michael Corner is the gaming character.
Okay. You're wrong.
Andrew
Ryan is the creator of the place in BioShock. Number 5.
Shit.
The Bloody Baron or Dante.
Bloody Baron is a Harry Potter character. I know you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Number 6. Tifa Lockhart or Gilderoy Lockhart.
That is a good one. I know which one's which. The Gilderoy is the Harry Potter character. That's really, where the hell's that Gilderoy from? As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, look. Because I was going to say that.
Tifa Lockhart.
I was going to say she was the Harry Potter one.
Tifa Lockhart is a Final Fantasy VII character.
Really?
So, I can't remember what the score is now.
4-2.
It's got 4-2.
Yeah.
You're up. Okay. Number 7. Igor Karkaroff or Nico Bellic.
It's Igor Kurganov. And that is the Harry Potter character.
Yes.
And then the Bennett guy. Never heard of him.
Nico Bellic.
Bellic. B-L-L-I-C-K. Definitely heard of him. Don't know where from now.
Okay, so Karkaroff is your...
Igor Kurganov.
Okay, he is the Harry Potter character. Yeah. And Nico Bellic is the main character in GTA 4.
Is it really?
Number 8. Fenrir Greyback or Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher seems a bit common for Harry Potter. Fenrir Greyback is the Harry Potter character. Sam Fisher is the gaming character.
Mm-hmm. Are you going with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Fenrir Greyback is the Harry Potter character. He's a Death Eater who's a werewolf.
That's the one.
And Sam Fisher is Splinter Cell.
I played Splinter Cell. Okay.
We're down to the last 2 questions now. So, number 9. GLaDOS or Merope Gaunt?
I have no clue.
Which one's ringing through this Harry Potter team?
I'm going to say GLaDOS is the gaming character.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GLaDOS is the gaming character, and Merope Gaunt is the Harry Potter character.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, mate, number 10. Scabbers or Link?
Oh, I wonder. Link is the Harry Potter character.
Oh.
No. Yeah, Link obviously being the gaming character, and Scabbers being the Harry Potter character.
It. There we are. So that is the Rise Randoms for today. I'll hit you with something completely different next time. I've actually got written on the next page because I've already done it. And we move on to Thought of the Day at the end of the show.
That's all right.
An interesting one today. Once again, we've stumbled across another one of our partner up games that hasn't quite hit all of the categories we're after. But after coming straight after Mario Bros. It was going to be hard. It was going to be hard, and I very much look forward to Abe's Odyssey. So please try and tune in next time for Abe's Odyssey. Thank you to anybody who listens and everybody who listens. You're all legends. And we move on to the Thought of the Day and the end of the show. And I think this is extremely important. This Thought of the Day, and that is analyse your bad habits and break them, because it's very easy now. I mean, you could be a perfect, example of a man.
Specimen.
But look at something you're doing. Look at maybe where you're not doing very well, or do you've got a bad habit in. So like if it's just leaving your clothes on, and just try and break it. Just literally think, right, I'm going to stop doing that. And make a lot of difference and make you a much more positive person. But yes, there we are. This has been PIXI.